Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is about something that could quietly redefine how AI agents actually work in the real world. Anthropic has just dropped one of the biggest upgrades yet for its Claude ecosystem, something called Agent Skills. Now, that might sound like another AI buzzword, but this update is a lot more than that. It's a glimpse at how we'll move from smart chatbots to true digital collaborators, AI systems that can learn, adapt, and execute specialized tasks, just like an expert human teammate. And if you're a developer, researcher, or even just curious about where AI agents are headed, this one's going to be worth sticking around for. So let's break it down: what agent skills are, how they actually work, why Anthropic built them, and what this means for the future of agentic AI. Before we go deeper, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. Let's start with a bit of context. Claude has already been one of the most capable AI systems out there. With versions like Claude 3.5 Sonnet and Claude Code, it can already write software, summarize massive documents, and handle complex reasoning tasks. But there's always been a gap, because no matter how advanced a language model gets, it still lacks what humans rely on every day: procedural knowledge and organizational context. It's like hiring a genius who knows everything, but who has zero idea how your company actually works. That's what Anthropic wanted to fix. And so, they built Agent Skills, a new framework designed to give Claude specialized, real-world expertise through structured folders of instructions, scripts, and resources. It's kind of like giving your AI its own onboarding manual, except it learns and loads it dynamically, whenever it needs it. Here's where things get interesting. Agent skills are literally organized folders. Think of them as modular knowledge packages that Claude can pick up and use as needed. Inside each folder is a file called SKILL.md, which acts like the skills brain. That file starts with YAML front matter, containing metadata like the skill's name and description. When Claude starts up, it preloads this metadata into its system prompt, so it already knows what skills are available and when to call them. If a user asks something relevant, say, fill out this PDF form, Claude checks its metadata, recognizes there's a PDF skill, and dynamically loads that skill's full details. That's called progressive disclosure. Instead of overloading its context window with everything at once, Claude only reads what it needs, when it needs it. And if that skill references other files, like forms.md for filling forms or reference.md for field mappings, Claude can selectively open those too. It's like giving the AI access to an infinite manual, but with bookmarks and chapters it only opens when required. The benefit? Infinite scalability. The context window, which has always been the model's biggest constraint, no longer limits how much structured knowledge you can give Claude. Anthropic actually shared one of the best examples, a PDF skill used in Claude's document editing features. By default, Claude can understand PDFs, but not directly manipulate them, so the team built a skill folder that gives it that capability. Inside, the SKILL.md explains how to interact with PDFs, and there's a bundled Python script that reads and extracts form fields. When you ask Claude to fill out a PDF, it doesn't just guess how, it runs the code deterministically, giving you reliable, repeatable results. This is huge because it bridges the gap between LLM reasoning and traditional computing. Claude isn't just predicting text anymore, it's using skills as actual executable tools. And since code execution is sandboxed, the process is secure and efficient. Now let's talk about what happens behind the scenes. When a skill is triggered, Claude's context window, that's its short-term memory, changes dynamically. Here's the sequence. It starts with the system prompt and a quick summary of available skills. When a user sends a task, Claude checks which skills are relevant. If it finds a match, it invokes a system command, for example, using bash to read pdf/skill.md. Then, if needed, it loads additional files like forms.md or reference.md, expanding its understanding step by step before completing the task. This adaptive context management means the model is never overloaded, it's always aware, but never bloated. Agent skills don't just hold text, they can also include runnable code. This is where things really get powerful. Let's say Claude needs to sort data, run analytics, or extract form fields. Instead of trying to simulate code through text prediction, which is inefficient and error-prone, it can simply execute the relevant script. Anthropic calls this the fusion of procedural knowledge with deterministic reliability. So now Claude isn't just a conversational model, it's an adaptive hybrid, part reasoning engine, part programmable assistant. This makes it especially useful for Claude Code, the company's development environment, where you can install, share, and even version control your own skills. Teams can create skills for Excel automation, PowerPoint generation, or even brand-compliant writing. One Anthropic product lead even loaded a PowerPoint skill and told Claude to create a market comparison presentation for its Haiku 4.5 model, and it generated well-formatted slides that were easy to digest. That's not just prompt engineering anymore, that's actual task automation. Now of course, giving AI new powers comes with new risks. Anthropic is being very vocal about security best practices. They're urging users to install skills only from trusted sources and to always audit any bundled code or scripts before running them. Because a malicious skill could, in theory, inject bad instructions, exfiltrate data, or connect to untrusted network sources. So the rule is simple: read the files, check dependencies, and understand what you're loading. In the enterprise world, these guardrails will matter a lot, especially as skills get more powerful and start touching sensitive workflows or data pipelines. The rollout is massive across the Claude ecosystem. Agent skills are now available across Claude.ai, Claude Code, the Claude Agent SDK, and the Claude Developer Platform. Developers can even manage them programmatically via a new /v1/skills API endpoint, with versioning, management, and upgrades handled through the Claude console. For enterprise teams, skills can be deployed org-wide through admin settings, letting different departments share reusable expertise. Anthropic also made it easy to create new ones. There's even a built-in skill creator that guides users through setup, generating folders and metadata interactively. And since skills are composable, portable, and efficient, you can build once and use everywhere, across apps, API, or internal tools. So what does all of this mean for the future of AI agents? Well, if we zoom out a bit, this is Anthropic's answer to the Agentic AI movement. Companies like OpenAI are building AgentKit and Workflows APIs to help developers create autonomous systems. Anthropic is taking a slightly different approach, focusing on modularity and safety first. Rather than trying to make one massive do-it-all agent, they're making Claude composable, letting you piece together smaller domain-specific agents that are safer, faster, and more controllable. It's a fundamentally different philosophy, less about giving AI full autonomy, and more about structured empowerment. This could make Claude especially appealing for enterprises that want to deploy AI deeply into business operations without sacrificing reliability or governance. Anthropic isn't done yet. They've already said that skills will soon support the full life cycle, from creation to sharing, allowing organizations to distribute reusable skill sets across teams. But the long-term goal is even more ambitious. They want Claude itself to be able to create, edit, and evaluate its own skills autonomously. That means a future where agents can actually codify their own behavior, learn from experience, formalize it into reusable scripts, and evolve over time. If that works, we'll have systems that don't just perform tasks, they build their own capabilities. That's how you move from reactive AI to self-improving AI. So yeah, agent skills might sound like a small feature update, but it's really the foundation of something bigger. It's about making AI practical, teachable, and extensible. It's about turning Claude from a chat model into a real digital worker that can reason, execute, and evolve safely inside enterprise ecosystems. We're moving closer to a world where AI agents aren't just talking, they're doing. And in a few years, when we look back at the evolution of agentic AI, this might be remembered as the moment when the technology finally got organized enough to scale. That's it for today's deep dive. If you found this helpful, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.